welcome back. Today we have a super exciting and special video for you. We have the ultimate Toyota FJ Cruiser Overland build, and I have a new friend, Shawn. This is his build, and he's gonna give us a little tour and show us what it's all about.
My name is Shawn. I designed this dark side Stormtrooper StarWars theme with a 2014 FJ Cruiser. We designed it to go off-roading, being a very capable vehicle as well as an overlanding vehicle to where it's able to carry a lot of stuff such as the hen house, rooftop tent, as well as the refrigerator inside, as well as all the kitchen and eating equipment, as well as being able to climb rocks and things like that. The first phase was the lighting, and the lighting is utmost importance when at nighttime, and of course during the daytime when you're off-roading. You got to make sure you have a chase light, as well as you got to make sure that other people are seeing you, watching you, braking, and so on. I've tried to stay with the Baja design. Baja design has a system of different zones of where the lighting is and where it should be. You have your zone 1, which is in the front, zone 2, which is on the sides, and these are all covers that they offer. And what basically, I'll take them off when we go off-road, and people are asking me, what are these things here, these L brackets? These L brackets basically were put on to protect from the trees. When we go to trees and bushes off-road, they've kicked off my lights in the past. They've broken them off. So we decided to get these L brackets here and on top. I have the Baja Design LP9s up there, which once you take it off, you see that? And they throw out pretty good amount of lights out there. But this covers the zone 2, and that right there shines everything in the front. When we go off-roading, a lot of people like me to have me in the front so they can see where it's going. As far as other lighting goes, I do have some lights in the bumpers right here, which lights the front. Now when you're on the road, especially in Southern California, there's a lot of traffic, and there's a lot of freeway driving, and these lights help quite a bit with the cars, because once you're sitting up there, the smaller, lower to the ground cars, it's important to see where they are, if they're stopping and things like that, because all their tail lights are down below a little bit, and so this shines up and allows pretty good access to that. You can also have FJ Cruiser marker lights right here. These are upgradable. It's very utmost important to have extra lighting on the outside when you're off-road, because it's pitch black when you're out in the middle of nowhere. And of course on top, when you're camping, when you're overlanding, you got to have lights for your camp area. So we have 2 of these lights that are on both sides, and depending on where you're sitting and where you want to light up, it allows for pretty good access in a pitch black dark. On the top, underneath the rooftop tent and above the grill, there's lighting that goes all the way around, and when it's dark outside, this thing here, as little light as it puts out, it does a pretty good job of lighting the area. And then of course when you come to the back, you have some chase lights. Again, Baja Design. I decided to stay with Baja Design because they simply offer a pretty good amount of lighting, and longevity is important to me. And these lights offer a pretty good backup lights up, and as well as amber lights, to where it doesn't bother the people behind you if you're following each other. Down on the bottom right here, we have some bumper lights. This is an Expedition 1 bumper that also has an Expedition 1 gas tank holder, but it also comes with these lights to where it allows for a little bit better vision when you're out and about and you need to get extra lighting out there. The second phase of what's important for the off-roading and the overlanding business is your wheels and tires, which again, they're hand in hand with your suspension. I decided to go with Fuel Wheels. Fuel Wheels offers a lifetime warranty on workmanship. If they get bent, they replace it for you at no charge. So I decided to stay with the fuel vectors. What these are, they not only dust off and break off and give a lot of air to the brakes. If you look inside, you have the big brake kit. It's also a TRD. I've tried to stay with Toyota products as much as possible. It's a TRD big brake kit, and these will give enough air in there to cool off the brake system, as well as it's a good strong wheel. Had them for about 5 years, and you know, some of them have some road rash on them and things like that, but overall a very solid wheel. I decided to go with a Maxxis Trepador tires simply because when we go to our local area, a lot of ice and snow and uphill and things like that, they get pretty good traction. And so they're not real road friendly. They're extremely loud. They're extremely loud, and they are quite a bit bumpy. But overall, they offer a really good performance. This is my 3rd season on these. I have 2 sets of tires that I run. I run these tires and wheels for the winter time, and in the summertime, I run a Toyota wheel with Toyo tires, also 17-inch, but it's a lot more road friendly. It's a summertime tire, all season, all weather tire. Once we put these wheels and tires on, we decided we couldn't put them on there unless you have a higher suspension, and so we decided to go with the Icon 3-inch Icon lift. And before we could do that, we had to do a body mount chop to where we need to cut the frame back a little bit so we can fill the tires and wheels on there. And once we did that, we decided to get the coverage for the engine, and we had to change from a factory splash guard to a ARC splash guards, and these things are bulletproof. This is my 3rd year with them. We just basically took their rubber splash guards, had them painted, and put it on there. Why is it painted? It's because that's what I like. And simply I put it on there because that's what makes me happy. And a lot of this thing is about what makes you happy. And so we tried to be effective. We covered a motor from mud splash and things like that. Underneath the bottom, we have some skid plates and things like that. And we were talking earlier about what happened here. This is a little bit of a road rash that we got, and these are your rock sliders to where it's supposed to protect the car, and they did a great job. And I decided not to replace them until I come up with a rock slider from a company that is offering a really good protection for this vehicle. So I am looking for some rock sliders to replace the factory ones on here. I have moved more towards an overlanding, being able to go off-roading, go out to a place where nobody can get to, and then set up a camp and a tent, and being able to enjoy it. To do that, I had to create this rear bumper. Now, when you go off-road, the weight of that wheel and tire on the back door was going to put a draw on the back door and bent the back door and make it loose and things like that. So we decided to get a bumper. This is an Expedition 1 bumper with a swing to where it takes the weight of the tire as well as the jack, the gas, the water, the propane tank, everything off the back door. And so the way it works, it takes the weight off, and we've also added something a little bit more, something that would allow for a table to where we can do some cooking and drinking on. And you swing this thing open, you have 2 outlets in there. You can basically put one hitch right here and put anything you want in there, such as a tray or a bicycle. There's another hitch up here that you put a bike rack on there. Your bikes hang here, your tray and your gear hangs down here. And this right here is a trail swing that was created, it was my design, was created by Rigid Armor. And those guys do a pretty good job, because you can see it's a pretty solid setup. And you have one more hitch down here in case you wanted to tow a boat or jet skis or things like that. So this right here is an addition that an overlander would probably dream for. You got your propane tank up here, it's full, you got your gas tank in there, and it would allow for quite a bit of going off-roading on the inside. So if you're an overlander, you basically need a lot of things when you're out in the bush, and you have only access to very little. So we do have your axe, a couple of them, and we do have some. These are very important stuff. The bottle openers, you have to have these. And of course you have some magnets over here. They not only, you can hang your kitchen stuff on there, but also you can use it. And this is a cool little thing that my wife came up with the idea. And this thing here allows for carrying all of your kitchen stuff on here. So I have gas tanks that go on the roof, and there's one in the back. This is how you put gas in the car. This is for your air up and air down. Here's your air compressor. This right here is for, it's a ground cover, it's basically a tarp that you put down. There's my cooker. This is my propane tank that I put on here. This right here is a little tarp that goes and gives you some shade. All of these things are right in one place, and I've got some other things for recovery right here. If you look right here, you could see all of my recovery items that goes with my farm jack, and we've saved people from disaster many a times out there. On the right side right here, you have other things. Dark side is something that Orange Box Fabrication builds for us, and he's got a lot of things that are in this vehicle that he made for us. And we have a little roof net right here. We put all of our pillows, all of our blankets, everything that's got to do with electronics, our solar panels, all of those things go up there. And when the wife and I get out there, we just basically rely on what's with us, and so we try to prepare well for that. There's three things up here that are extremely important to us. Number one, we have a canopy. The canopy goes between these two things, these two crossbars. We tie them down there. Those are recovery tracks. I've been stuck a few times in sand, especially, where they have come in helpful. I tried to pull somebody else out and I got stuck myself. So those recoveries are gold. That brings me to our rooftop tent, where this is where the penthouse is, as my wife calls it. And you basically open it up right here. There's plenty of room up there for two people. So one of the key things about overlanding and being able to be effective out there is to go out there to the overlanding, get all of that dust, all of that dirt, all of those grime and things like that on the car. When you come back, you got to have something clean to go back to. And so we started with getting the right rack. There's a lot of racks on the market. Baja Rack makes a rack that you're able to get underneath and wash off all the dirt after you do a run. And so with this Baja Rack, we decided to put the Cascadia vehicle tents, the CVT tents, and the main reason why we went with this tent is because it has two channels allowable to put things on here. I have a flagpole. We do have a can opener on the other side. Our ladder gets connected to it. There's lights that are connected to it in the front. And more than anything, this is a clamshell mount hood Cascadia and CVT rooftop tent. Main reason why this is so important to us is because I've been in a 60-mile-an-hour winds with this tent, and because it's a clamshell, it is a very light tent, and it held up against a 60-mile-an-hour wind. On the outside, you do have some good windows in here to be able to see from every side, and we're able to put the gas tanks up there. The gas tanks go in there, 10 gallons a tank. They allow 150 pounds worth of weight up there. And the gas tanks sit up there, and you just basically hook your hose to it. It goes right into the tank without you having to do anything. That complements what's inside right here. This little basically net is connected to the Orange Box Fabrications Molle panels, which we've got some on the back I showed you. There's some in the front. The net holds the whole thing together. All of our gear that is of importance goes up top. And then Orange Box is also making a table for us right here. This table goes right there. My wife sits here with her computer. It flips open. It has a drink holder. It's something new that they're created. We're pretty happy with the design of it. They're making it into a specific theme of dark side for this rig. And so Daryl Combs been a great partner for us. He's one of our vendors. We have 10 vendors that we work with on this rig, and they make it specific for this rig, the dark side theme. And so with that said, look up on the top right here. Some of our closest vendors and some of our closest people are right up here. This car's got camera system all the way around. You're able to see when you go off-road, we've seen 2,000 and 3,000 foot drops from the right camera. You basically go to your F-cam page right here, and it shows you the back view, it shows you the left view, and it shows you the right view. Now, your door is open right now and it's showing the front wheel. If you were to pull the door shut, the camera is moving in the mirror. And there you got, I've seen 2,000 and 3,000 foot drops down here and able to land my wheel in a place to where it gets me out of disaster. Now there's a lot of rocks where we go, big rocks. And so it allows for planting the wheel and the tire on here. Somebody tried to break in, what do? Well, we created this for this car. Right here sits a box that you open up and you're able to lock it. All of our belongings go right in here that could be passports, could be wallets, could be our pew, it could be whatever it is. It goes right in there and we're able to keep it safe and tight back here. And I've taken out the back seats. We carried a refrigerator back here. This is a huge help. We don't need a lot of room when you have a refrigerator. All of our drinks and things go right there. There's a jackery right there that charges it all the time, and when the car is running, it charges the jackery. It has a plug in the back. All of our gear is basically carried in that case back there, and it's just my wife and I that go out places. Now, if I go out with the guys, we go out on a off-road wheeling, then it's just me riding it and somebody that likes to ride shotgun and navigate the way. But with that, been really happy with the truck, and it's been definitely a good one to build up to go out and do crazy things with it.
If you were to maybe choose something that wasn't the FJ, what would you choose?
More than likely it would be another Toyota product, which is a 4Runner, is one of my favorites. And of course, if I were to really go for it, it would be a Land Cruiser. Land Cruiser is quite a capable vehicle. And of course the Lexus line. Working with Toyota and Lexus for 25 years, it's exposed me to a lot of things. They do it the hard way, they do it the right way. And the trust and the reliability of a Toyota is big importance to me, because when you're out in the bush, you don't want to be raking down.
Are there any cons of your rig?
Yep. The gas tank is awfully small. 8 miles to a gallon is awfully low. And I love every bit of it.
All right, Shawn, well, thank you so much for showing us your rig today. It was like super awesome to see, super inspiring, and I'm gonna go buy an FJ right after this. Shawn, where can we find you?
So I'm on Instagram and Facebook. On Facebook, on the FJ Cruiser Nations, under my name, Shawn Neher, Nehr. On Instagram, there's 3 or 4 accounts that I run. One of them is FJ California Cruiser. It's this one right here. And another one is the one that I have started, this FJC Zone, and a lot of people are wondering what to do. How do they build their car for an off-road overlander? So I decided to put something together that will create the buyers and the sellers of the off-road community to get together, a place that you can go to and find deals, a place you can go to find mods, parts, installations, things like that. And that place is FJC Zone right there. If you go to FJC Zone, it's a rather new channel. We're getting a lot of people that are liking the fact that we're putting it, and we're putting the right people on there. Now, if you look, there's 10 vendors right now. We are signing up more vendors. Now, those 10 vendors, everybody from our rooftop tent to our wheels and tires, to orange box fabrication that creates a lot of good things for easiness of doing overlanding, to the rigid armor that did the tail, and there's so many more other ones that are out there. One of the people that I wanted to mention out to you that I didn't say the name of is Overland Kings. Overland Kings has been a great partner to us to getting a lot of parts during this pandemic. Everything is slow. he knows how to get the parts quickly and is more reasonable than most out there. But we have a partnership with him with the FJC Zone, and we look forward to seeing you out there. Now, for those of you that don't have a FJ, have a Toyota, we also have Toyota Zone. It's Toyota Zone 1, and we offer the same kind of mods and installation, things like that on Toyota Zone 1. Look us up. Happy landing, happy driving.
All right, Shawn, thank you guys so much. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.